What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the red color, playing as Ra. His name is Grassengroom. If you don't know who Grassengroom is, he is a relatively new player, up and coming. Currently using my opening build, unfortunately getting hit with the double rhino where you don't want to use, the only situation you don't want to use this build in. But nonetheless, we'll see him using it. Grassengroom recently has been seen in the top 20 of Vubli, playing with all of the best players, doing all of the good things. So we'll see what he's going to be able to do in this game. His opponent today in the right side of the map. The bird is the word, but in this time, and in this game, he is Yoshi, also known as Bird O, and is playing as Loki here. Starting off the game, chopping down wood like a champion. This is what happens when you listen to reason and you say, you know what you say makes a lot of sense. I'm going to try what you say, and then you have success with it. You should do it. The reason is you do not need more wood than you need in the archaic age, in the archaic age. In the very first age, you do not need more wood than you need. So why not just chop it at the start and move over onto the food, enjoy your time there, get more overall resources, delay your second ox cart, and simply just live the dream. Yes. So Yoshi is currently living the dream, and we'll see what he's going to do. He does go for an earlier ox card than I would go for, but he cancels it. He's baiting me here, ladies and gentlemen. But house going down in the corner of the map here for Yoshi. Grassengroom, let's check out what he's doing. There's the monument. So, I mean, I feel like I'm watching myself play here. This feels great. I love it. Let's go, Grassengroom. So Grassengroom going to be going for a relatively fast classical age ship against Yoshi's Loki. Now, Ra's got a lot of the advantages in this matchup. So advantage number one is access to axemen. Axemen are ridiculously strong against Herso. We've got Ty's GF saying, when you deleted the old suck, felt like I was watching myself play. Thanks. So Grassengroom going for a very fast second advance time. He's playing right. He's got access to Axemen. Axemen deal with the Herso nicely. He's got access to Son of Osiris. Son of Osiris deals with every myth unit that your opponent can make, the Loki can make, and he's got access to a rock, which is very, very annoying. And he's also got access to the mummy. So all these things combine to really neuter and counter Loki's strong points. So then you have to, as a Loki player, you've really got to ask yourself the questions. If it's the case that all of my strengths are counted, what about my civilization strengths that I could try here? What could I actually try here to find an advantage? And Yoshi is one of those players who can potentially make that happen, as we see him pulling villagers off of the food, can be making his way over to, actually probably going to make his way over to the giraffe, and all these villagers here might find themselves on this wood line here as well, so he can make something happen in the archaic age fairly quickly. So I don't really have a good answer as to what Loki can do against Ra. There's some 2 talent center fast heroics through Njord, which are really, really strong for Loki. Apart from that, it's kind of difficult against top-level Ra players. We'll see what's going to happen here. Did Grassengroom hit a decent classical age? Looks like he's going for closer to a 445 than a 415 here, as the villagers making their way over to this location. You're going to jump onto the giraffe. He's made a whole handful of priests to defend himself against the early Herso aggression that Yoshi's going to be putting on. And we have actually seen that Yoshi has spotted this as well. So he's going to know that there's villagers over here. He's going to know that this town center is getting taken. You actually see the giraffe get highlighted there a little bit as it does get picked off to something you might know, might not know, but doesn't matter. On Vubli, you can actually select over this and see if they've been killed or not yet. And Yoshi's just going to make his way down there and start causing some problems. We see double barracks getting thrown up for Grassengroom. And he's actually going one town center here, which I don't mind. I don't hate. I just think it's a little bit safe. But we'll see if he's going to be able to make it work or not. So we do see the Herso checking out this tower over here. This tower over here is still getting taken down as Yoshi's getting himself a lot of favor from this tower. You get a whole 4.32 favor for killing off a watchtower, which is a big deal in the early game. So we'll see how that's going to go. As the troll sneaking around here, we see the Herso swinging around on this side as well. There are a decent amount of priests here already, as the Axemen are going to start coming out for Grassengroom. The problem right now for Grassengroom is if he gets pushed off of this location here, it's going to be in a lot of problems. It's going to have a lot of troubles here in this game. And one priest getting taken down, as we see a little bit of a late micro there from Grassengroom as this Pharaoh is going to come through. And we see an armory coming down. So Grassengroom missing wood at this moment, which is a big deal. He's missing wood, which means no Shadoof, which means no rain, which means hard times. But he might be trying to get Heroic Age before getting Shadoof here. He's got a good amount of Giraffe here. So he could be okay. Yoshi, on the other hand, here, he's got himself 5 villagers on wood, spamming out that wood as much as he possibly can. Lots of villagers finishing up this hunt over here. And a handful of villagers over here as well. Going 8 dwarves. So we can talk a little bit about, Loki theory. A little bit as the Herso moving in here. I love this wooden wall from Yoshi, but doesn't actually manage to get it up or not. And he will be getting pulled out. So macro theory here with Loki goes as follows. 2 options. Option number 1 is you go up to 10 dwarves on gold. And you make dwarves only to put it onto food. The idea being that in the Heroic Age, you want a magic shit ton of gold. So all those dwarves would then move from food over to gold so you can spam battle balls. The other theory is the other macro idea, as we see a shifting sands here, big shifting sands onto this location. Lots of villagers going to be getting taken down here as Grassengroom able to surround these guys. Well, that's 2 villagers, 3 villagers down, 4 villagers down, and that is absolutely brutal for Yoshi, as we can talk for just a little bit longer about this before Yoshi gets the counterattack. The other option is 7 dwarves on gold, and then you just build gatherers onto food. Works just as nicely. The idea being you don't want to spam those gold-based units in the Heroic Age, more in favor of getting Mythic Age first before doing anything of that nature. And you can also then put them over onto gold and be fine. As we see another villager getting sniped. Grassengroom out of position though as the Herso trying to get in here. Handful of units are remaining here for Grassengroom to try and defend, but the raiding cavalry a little bit too strong here. They do counter those axemen quite nicely as the villagers are going to try and turn around here and take this fight here. The axemen doing some good damage. Moving over here, we do see the raiding cavalry getting cut off. So nice play here from Grassengroom to restrict that movement there. But the problem, again, I've said this already, the problem for Grassengroom is going to be no wood income means no Shadoof, means very, very difficult time for him to start that farming transition. And he hasn't quite organized himself to sort that out. So no wood villagers gathering. So if he sorts that, he's in really good position. Now Yoshi's actually going to be really happy about this. These units targeting down the temple, this is not what you want these units to be doing. Grassengroom going to try and retreat away from here, and Yoshi is going to say no sir-ree Bob. He sends his Herso around this side as well. Going to be trying to throw up some of those ghost buildings. So we see a longhouse getting dropped down, and another longhouse will get dropped down, or he throws up the wooden wall here, trying to get those building blocks in. Nice play from Yoshi as the army does basically get surrounded, but the army coming in for Grassengroom here. He might choose to turn and take this fight here. He's got a lot of axemen, a handful of spearmen now. The priest Pharaoh to take out the Valkyrie now as well. Very smart. Yoshi pulling back into his base. Not able to make anything more happen in this game. So we still don't see Grassengroom onto his wood. This is making me very, very nervous for the future of Grassengroom. He is making his way forward onto the berry bushes. Just going to continue to pretend as if he's playing set in this game. Not bothering with anything because he thinks he can make those animals a set, but not happening just yet. We see the The temple getting taken out here as the medium raiders looking to move in to take these units down. The Raiders do. The medium Raiders are very, very strong in this position, but Grassengroom does have all infantry units, even though raiding cavalry do decent against those axemen. It's probably not going to be enough to really win this fight. Yoshi's at 84 of 95 population, looking to go to the next age, throwing up an armory here. The dwarves moving up to this top gold mine here. We'll see how proactive is Grassengroom going to be. The problem with Set is no scout, which means he has to scout the map in the classical age. He will be seeing this gold mine. He sees the dwarves making their way over here. The raiding cavalry coming out to take this fight. And we'll see Grassengroom fighting back as best as he can. The raiding cavalry swinging around the back, trying to get onto the pharaoh. We see a little bit of an attempt here from Grassengroom to micro his pharaoh, but he doesn't manage to get it actually back in here and does get sniped down. The axeman trying to deal with those raiders as best as he can, and he does manage to do so, but the pharaoh was down. That's a big win there for Yoshi. I don't think that Grassengroom spotted the gold mine over here when his spearman swung around here. Otherwise, he would be making his way up to that location. Taking down Norse buildings is good and all, but it does give the Norse player enough time to do anything that he wants here in this game. Yoshi doing his best to get as much of this gold as he possibly can. He has a little bit of giraffe left as well on this position, so he's going to try and eat that, get to the next stage as best as he can. Raiding cavalry swinging around the back, trying to do as best as he can. And now Grassengroom slowly putting those farms down. He's got the villagers in the middle of the map here, finishing this one off. He doesn't have any gold remaining. Still no Shadoof, it doesn't look like. Nope, no plow, no Shadoof, no husbandry. Villagers moving over here onto the berry bushes as well. There's another long house coming up for Yoshi. This Grassengroom still unaware of how strong his position is here. And the reality of the classical fight from the Egyptian player is you very rarely do you see classical fights, so you can't really learn a lot about what they actually are supposed to do. And the idea of a classical fight is, one, if you can overpower, you get gold, you go for gold star. If you can't, you just try and hold and do what you can do. But not happening in this game just yet. We just see the raiding cavalry spotting this location here. They don't see it completely. The villagers here grabbing this. And we are seeing Hathor now coming through for Grassengroom. Is Yoshi going with Heroic Age himself? He will be. He's able to click up. The raiding cavalry do spot these villagers here, but the spearmen chasing them down. These two spearmen actually going to be able to deal a decent amount of damage to the raiding cavalry, especially if the villagers get pulled off and start shanking away. We do see some walls up on this position here. Grassengroom still not having spotted this one, so Yoshi getting away with the murder here. There might be a reason for Grassengroom's madness in that he wants to surprise attack this, hit the locust, pick off all the dwarves in one foul swoop. And we'll see if that's what he's going to be able to do here or not. The villagers moving on to this gold mine here. Let's check out Grassengroom's economic upgrades. Still no pickaxe. There's the pickaxe coming in. Still no Shadoof, no plow, no husbandry. It's Hathor about to hit here. Bragi going to hit as well, which is a big issue for Grassengroom because his gold is expired, and Yoshi, he knows that all he needs to do here is get one big, good fight, spam out all those battle boar, and he's going to be in a really, really good position. We will be seeing a second temple getting thrown down by Yoshi. I'm interested to see if he goes for an immediate hill fort on this position or just accepts that he's going to have a bit of a rough time against the rock. This Grassengroom's rock with the Patsukos going to be floating straight over to this gold mine. Not going to spot anything over there. This Grassengroom is hasn't scattered either of them, so he doesn't know where Yoshi is. Though if he had been paying attention, he would know. There's the raiding cavalry coming back in here. Still lots of axemen here for Grassengroom. Migdal Stronghold getting thrown up on this position over here as well, so Grassengroom can actually transition into more like a cavalry style of thing here. There's more units coming through for Yoshi. Is now making some of those throwing axemen to deal with the medium spearmen. It's going to be a big, big help. The priest getting sniped down here as a market coming up here for Grassengroom with the idea of going Mythic Age. Definitely a good idea. The villagers still in the middle of the map, hunting as best as he possibly can. The raiding cavalry will be spotting it, and will Yoshi notice it? Yes, he does. Very, very keen eye on the mini map Yoshi does have here. So those villagers getting taken out very, very quickly. See the raiding cavalry swinging in as well to finish the rest of these off. And there's a big, big amount of villagers getting taken out here. That rock, not having found any villagers just yet, is allowing Yoshi to yet again get away with murder. Where is that rock? It's just floating over here, moving into the main base of Yoshi. Grassengroom hasn't found anything just yet. These villagers sitting down here doing what they can do. And we'll see those raiding cavalry trying to hit the villagers on the back. The spearmen going to be wandering in. There's a big flaming weapons coming through for Yoshi. He's at 115 of 115 population. More units swinging in here. We see the locust swarm getting dropped. No real big amounts of damage here as the villagers just simply wander away, all battered, bruised, but not dead. Villagers getting taken out here very quickly. We see the battle ball swinging around the back. The throwing axemen are here. Yoshi's at 100 population at this point. The Hersa numbers are fairly slow. We'll see if they can get any Mythic spawns. He does manage to get one Einhjar spawn here. And that's going to be a big help for his army to continue pushing through. But the army has dissipated for the time being here. The Grassengroom is down to next to 0 villagers, 8 idle villagers here. I mean, 0 villagers on food, 8 idle villagers. The villagers on the gold mine all kind of getting taken out. And honestly, Yoshi, his economy hasn't been touched at all here. This gold mine almost getting completely mined out. The army of Yoshi kind of gets dissipated in a way here. But Grassengroom, look at his villagers. 2 villagers on food, 8 villagers on wood, 9 villagers on gold. That is some archaic level numbers of villagers in this game, and Yoshi is just living the dream here. So we'll have to see if Grassengroom can make anything happen. More battle ball are going to be coming through for Yoshi as well. He has made all of the battle ball that he possibly can. More units coming in. He's getting himself some Huskars, getting himself some throwing axemen. Those chariot archers coming in. He's got 4 battle ball here as we see the granary getting taken down incredibly quickly. Just a handful of priests out for Grassengroom. As the chariot archers retreating up this way, as the rock does spot what's going on here. You can use the rock to jump over this wall, no problems. But the battle ball just going to roam in onto this location here, start dealing max amounts of damage to Yoshi. Not paying attention. There he goes. Uses that special ability to do a whole bunch of damage to the axemen and the spearmen here, causing them to not basically just be idled for a little bit. As the dwarves getting pulled back, going to try and move to the front here. We'll see some of those Huskar coming over to deal with the chariot archers here as the battle ball still trying to break through this position. The Migdol stronghold here going to get torn down very, very fast. Those battle balls doing 20 crush damage, 20 crush damage, as well as 20 hack damage. Is very, very helpful here. They're taking down these buildings, but the priests still moving in. Grassengroom, has he even made a single village? He's got 4 villagers on food right now. Is he still making axemen? He's still trying to make axemen and spearmen. There's the Huskar trying to take down these chariot archers as well. You see the priests taking down the battle board as best they can. The villagers trying to repair it up. Grassengroom, 0 gold in the bank. Literally 0 gold in the bank. And it does not look to me like Grassengroom is long for this world. No villagers, no dream alive at all. And Yoshi is happily mining gold on this gold mine over here by his hill fort. No rock raids could really take that out. The Migdol stronghold falls. That is all of the real production of chariots here that are going to be gone. Ascal come through to deal damage and finish off those priests as well. As this is seemingly looking like too much for Mr. Grassengroom in this game. GG, well played by Yoshi. Norse gets a dub against the Egyptian players. Though you do have to ask yourself, what would have happened here had Grassengroom, instead of attacking this, just made his way up to this gold mine? Sometimes it can be as simple as that. You got to know your timings. You got to know when your opponent's moving to a second gold mine. Grassengroom sent those spearmen around there, but he just wasn't aware of that wind condition. The other thing is, had Grassengroom, instead of being looking for this food in the middle of the map, so desperately trying to avoid farming, just got in Shadoof and got in farms, he could have been in a very, very good position regardless of getting the gold staff or not. But doesn't get the dub. Yoshi does. If you guys enjoyed this game and enjoyed the Loki content, consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next game.